Oh yeah. Whoop. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, hey, hey.
Super Mario Maker is such a good game, both 1 and 2. I've put so many hours into both of them, and hopping on to play levels or make them is one of my favorite ways to de-stress and unwind after a long day. I was really sad to see Mario Maker 1's uploading service shut down, as that game is home to all the special costume power-ups, including the Starfy power-up, which I really miss. But alas, I'm glad Mario Maker 2 is still thriving, and it has lots of amazing features that enrich the game, even if we're missing those fun old costume power-ups. One of my favorite aspects of Mario Maker 2 is the story campaign, where you rebuild Peach's castle by completing Nintendo-made levels, all designed to give you ideas for your own courses. You work alongside a team of helpful toads to rebuild the castle, but there's also other characters hanging around to help you out, the very tools you use to build your levels. The whole plot of the campaign is that the Undodog, a tool used to undo actions in Course Maker, stepped on a reset rocket and reset the entire castle. While you work to rebuild it, you meet up with other tools from the Course Maker who assist you in various ways. I love this aspect of the campaign, and I think turning the course making tools into actual characters is super cute and fun, but it also gets me thinking a lot. We take these tools and turn them into living, sentient beings, and retain the powers they're able to use from the Course Maker. When you think about it, some of these little guys are capable of crazy things, so I'm gonna rank them by order of least to most powerful, taking into consideration what they can do in the campaign and what they can do in the Course Maker. Of course, this is my opinion, so if you think some characters are ranked out of order, and you think one is more powerful than I make them out to be, then that's fine, you let me know, because we're just having fun here. Let's rank these characters by their sheer, raw power. Yamamura is at the bottom of our list. He is fantastic, but he's also just a simple pigeon who knows a lot about Mario Maker. Specifically, he's a rock pigeon who wears a Mario logo on his chest, and he helps out Mario with tutorials and advice for building your levels. At the end of the day, Yamamura doesn't have any magic powers or abilities, he's just a very knowledgeable friend. There's nothing wrong with that. And if you didn't know, he's very kindly named after Yasuhisa Yamamura, a veteran level designer for Nintendo who worked on a bunch of games. Partrick is a little sentient block who helps Mario gather coins in story mode by creating blocks for him to smash. His name's a joke on the term part and Patrick, and he's a real friendly and easygoing guy. In story mode, his powers are limited to creating blocks, but taking a look at the Course Maker, he tells a totally different story. Partrick represents the entire part picking menu, from blocks to ground to enemy. Though he only creates blocks in story mode, it could be safe for us to assume he can also create just about anything that's accessible to us under the part menu. So this little dude could just go around and create a Bowser out of thin air if he wanted to. He could really wreak havoc, but fortunately for us, he's a good dude, and only creates the things that we want him to in the Course Maker. That said, it doesn't take away from the fact that this little block packs some pretty crazy power. Good for you, Partrick. Soundfrog is, you guessed it, a frog, but more specifically, he's a frog that stands up on 2 legs and has 2 arms. But when you catch the back of this froggy in story mode, you might notice the presence of a zipper, possibly implying this is somebody inside a frog suit. It's a mystery, but what's not a mystery is the sort of powers this frog possesses. In story mode, Soundfrog dances around you, which in turn causes mountains to rise up from the ground and flowers to sprout from the grass. So it's as if this frog has some kind of powerful connection to nature that causes the world to grow and bloom with his rhythmic dancing. Pretty awesome. But of course, as always, there is a second layer to his abilities if we look at the Course Maker. Here, Soundfrog is the face of the sound effect and music menu. He not only has the power to create sounds and songs out of thin air, but he can also put songs into objects, and even living beings. If you put a song inside Mario, that song will play when the level begins. Or you can put a sound into a Goomba and it'll play upon contact. So if Soundfrog put a song inside you, Would you just hear that song non-stop no matter where you go? It's like having a song stuck in your head. It certainly may not cause any destruction or mayhem, but it could probably get annoying. Or maybe you get Gusty Garden put inside your head and everything is fine because that song is awesome. Either way, this frog may have some questionable powers, but they're powers nonetheless. Now we're getting into the more dangerous characters. Mr. Eraser is, as you can guess, a little eraser. But don't let his size trick you because he can and will remove you from existence. In story mode, he gives you jobs to complete, which all involve going and completing a hit request for him. Literally every job he gives you is a goal to try and take out a certain enemy, or a certain amount of enemies. In exchange, he'll erase parts sitting about the map to give you access to more areas. But every time he erases something, it comes at the cost of his own life. Whittling himself away and falling over with one last, adios amigo. Well no, he doesn't actually die, he just gets right back up and is totally okay, so no need to worry, he's completely capable of erasing as many things as he wants. It may hurt him in the process though, which is still pretty sad. But the point of the matter is that he's able to erase basically anything he wants. The only limit to his power in the Course Maker is Mario himself. Even though Mario still quivers and crouches in fear if you try and erase him. Perhaps, despite the fact that Mario cannot be erased, he knows that it may still be possible, and fears the eraser? Truly, Mr. Eraser is a character that can even make Mario scared. Partrick is capable of creation, and Mr. Eraser is capable of destruction. But there's only one character who can outdo both of them. And now we have Undodog. This pup is the cause of the story mode's plot, accidentally erasing Peach's castle with a reset rocket button. Though the reset rocket itself isn't a character, Undodog is. You might even remember him from Mario Paint, so he's been part of the series longer than any of the other characters. This pupper has the power to undo just about anything you do. If you make a mistake, Undodog can undo it. And that applies to just about anything. If you place a Goomba by accident, Undodog can remove it from existence, like it never happened. If you delete a block by accident, Undodog can bring it back to this world like it was never gone. Really, Undodog's power isn't a case of creation or destruction. Undodog has the ability to turn back the very pages of time to fix all your errors. Of course, this power could be very, very dangerous. If used for the wrong reasons, there's a whole bunch of things you'd never want to be undone. Fortunately for us, Undodog means well, and he only undoes the things that you want him to in Course Maker. Who's a good boy? Undodog is a good boy. Now it's time for the Mario Maker character who outranks all the others in raw power. The most powerful Mario Maker to ever exist is none other than the Coursebot, a robot that stores the courses you make. In story mode, you find him buried under the earth, and once you dig him out, he can replay cutscenes for you. That may seem a little lame, but his true power comes forth when you look at the function in the Course Maker. Yes, he can store courses, but he can also delete them, or clone them. When you look at Partrick or Mr. Eraser, they can create or destroy singular objects or beings, but Coursebot has the power to completely create or eliminate entire levels. And if you look at its counterpart Worldbot, they have the power to do the exact same thing but for entire worlds. These two robots have will over the existence of universes, so it'd be really bad if either of them ever went haywire. A robot rebellion from these bots, and we could see them just completely erase planet Earth in a second. Fortunately, they're only here to help us manage the wonderful courses we create, and we should thank them for it. They have overwhelming power, and they're using it for good. Thank you, Coursebots. Well, that's all I've got. I only covered characters who appear in the story mode of Mario Maker 2, though there are a couple other little known characters floating around the Mario Maker universe. It's not something a lot of people might think about when it comes to good characters, but I really appreciate the little things they put into making these simple course-making tools feel alive and like real characters. And also, if you want to check out my courses on Mario Maker 2, I'll put up my Maker ID on the screen right now if you want to take a look. I have not made them in a long time, but I had a lot of fun with the ones I do have up there, so please check them out if you want to. And as always, thank you so much for watching.